Welcome to the Tennessee Star Evening News Update for Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. I'm Michael Patrick Leahy. In the news tonight, early voting in the hotly contested race for the GOP nomination in Tennessee's 5th Congressional District has begun, and the attack ads have also begun. Election Day is Thursday, August 4th, just 2 weeks and 2 days from now. We'll give you the inside scoop on the campaigns of the 4 leading candidates: former Speaker of the Tennessee House, Beth Harwell, Maury County Mayor Andy Ogles, retired Brigadier General Kurt Winstead, and combat veteran and West Point grad Jeff Byerline. We'll also tell you who's behind all those attack ads, and we will tell you which leading candidate has, as of Tuesday morning, failed to file his second quarter financial report with the Federal Election Commission. In a national story, our own Neil W. McCabe has an exclusive interview with Jack Maxey, one of the investigators who brought the Hunter Biden laptop to the attention of the FBI. Jack now fears for his own safety and spoke with Neil from a safe house in Switzerland. You will definitely want to hear what he told Neil McCabe about the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. In our lead story tonight, the process of selecting a new Attorney General for the state of Tennessee has begun. Now, the Tennessee Supreme Court selects the Attorney General, but in recent practice, they have rubber-stamped the governor's pick. Sources tell the Tennessee Star that pick, Chief Operating Officer Brandon Gibson, may not even apply for the job. We'll have details of that lead story after these messages.
Williamson County is a unique and wonderful place. We've worked hard to get here. Our success was founded on conservative principles and common sense solutions. Gino Bolso and his wife Kathy chose our community over a quarter century ago for these reasons. Gino wants to represent us in Nashville. A rock-solid conservative, Gino will promote fiscal responsibility, common sense growth, and he will support law enforcement. Vote Gino State Representative. Paid for by Bolso for State Representative Bob Weatherly, Treasurer.
In our lead story tonight, the Attorney General candidate, Governor Bill Lee, was hoping the Tennessee Supreme Court would rubber stamp for that office, is apparently developing cold feet. Sources familiar with the process tell the Tennessee Star that Brandon Gibson, a former state appeals court judge and currently the chief operating officer of the state, does not like the public scrutiny her candidacy has received and is not looking forward to working with a recalcitrant Tennessee General Assembly. Tennessee is the only state in the Union in which the state Supreme Court selects the Attorney General. This selection process has been part of the Tennessee State Constitution since 1835. Current Attorney General Herb Slattery, who was Governor Haslam's pick in 2014 and was rubber-stamped back then by the Tennessee Supreme Court, has announced his retirement effective August 31st, and the Tennessee Supreme Court recently issued a press release outlining the process by which it will appoint a new Attorney General to an 8-year term. The Tennessee Star spoke with an expert on state constitutions, Professor John Dinan of Wake Forest University, and asked him if this method of selecting an Attorney General, which totally ignores the role of the state legislative branch, violates the national constitutional principle of separation of powers as championed by James Madison. Here's what Professor Dinan told us.
State constitutions can set up all kinds of different ways. And the same thing applies to the state attorney general. 43 states say we're going to popularly elect our state attorney general. And then 5 states say we're going to appoint the attorney general by the governor. And then one state, Maine, says the legislature is going to appoint the attorney general. Tennessee then is unique in having the Supreme Court do that. The way I would put that is that no other state has chosen to follow Tennessee's model. that probably says something about the models that other states have found far more helpful for actually guaranteeing separation of powers. But legislatures also have ways through statutes to prescribe the rules for the Office of Attorney General, to provide guidance for the Office of Attorney General. So that's where I would look for the legislative role, given this current constitutional structure. Let's alter the rules. Let's alter the responsibilities. Let's provide more guidance in terms of when an Attorney General can bring suit, when an Attorney General cannot bring suit. So there is precedent for this in other states for the legislature to play a role, given its constitutional responsibilities, of adjusting those duties and responsibilities. And that's certainly something that the Tennessee legislature could look at.
As for the process announced by the Tennessee Supreme Court to pick a new Attorney General, here's how it will work. Any attorney licensed in the state of Tennessee can apply for the job until July 29th. The court will narrow the field down to a handful of candidates. Last time it was 8, and public hearings of those candidates will be held on August 8th and August 9th. Last time, those hearings were perfunctory. A 10-minute opening statement followed by just a few minutes of questioning by the justices. The court has given no indication that there will be a role for the state legislature, and the members of the Tennessee General Assembly are not happy about that. Sources tell the Star that the Tennessee General Assembly may hold its own hearings. And here's the kicker. Though the state constitution gives the Tennessee Supreme Court the authority to select the Attorney General, it is the Tennessee General Assembly that defines the duties of the Attorney General. Sources tell the Star, if the Tennessee Supreme Court tries to rubber stamp another weak Attorney General picked by the governor, the Tennessee General Assembly may well strip the job of many of its responsibilities and create a new job to defend the interest of the state against federal usurpations. By the way, now that Governor Lee's first choice for the job, Brandon Gibson, is apparently having cold feet about applying, sources tell the Star the governor is considering a second choice, former Deputy Governor and UT basketball star Lang Wiseman. But he's making the big bucks right now at the elite law firm Baker Donaldson, and it is not clear if he wants to take the cut in pay. We'll keep you posted as this story develops. Up next, it's time for our chief meteorologist at the Star News Network, Daphne DeLauren. She's got a Middle Tennessee fresh forecast.
Hey friends, happy Tuesday. Chief Meteorologist Daphne DeLauren here. We started the week with the clouds, the rain, mid-80s. Today, mid to upper 80s, some of us touching the lower 90s. It's hot, it's muggy, and we're starting the trend where temperatures only continue to climb the ladder. It's going to be a hot week, it's going to be a muggy week, and we do have some chances of showers and thunderstorms here and there throughout the week. We'll talk about that in just a moment here. 7 p.m. temperature, 87 degrees, so still hot. Right around 7 p.m. Overnight low 75. Just to give you an idea, 70 is average for this time of year. Now we get to the late night hours into the overnight. Isolated showers and thunderstorms not out of question, but that's basically all it is, just isolated rain. Most of you will be sleeping during that time. Now we roll into Wednesday, and my main focus is on Wednesday. High pressure really builds in strong and basically only climbing temperatures. We're talking about dangerous heat. Once again, it didn't take long. So we're talking about daytime highs in the upper 90s. Combine that with dew points in the 70s. Perfect ingredients for heat indices once again up to 107 tomorrow. So a heat advisory goes in effect from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. Keep that in mind. You really want to limit your time outdoors. Check on elderly pets. If you let them out, bring them back in. If you have errands early morning to maybe evening, that's going to be the coolest part of the day, I should say. If you are outside, wear light, loose colors. White is perfect. Darker colors tend to really absorb that heat and make you feel hotter. And of course, needless to say, you want to hydrate, 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 and maybe just stay in the air conditioning if you can. Okay, now we get to Wednesday again, 98 degrees, partly cloudy skies, super humid. And then we get to, during the day, we also have wind picking up. Basically, an upper level system is coming into Middle Tennessee, picking up the winds out of the southwest. That's aiding in the moisture coming in. And we're talking about winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour. Now, that's basically ahead of our next upper level system, giving us a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. We'll call it a spotty shower and storm event. 30% chance going into Wednesday evening, into the overnight hours. And speaking of overnight, 79 degrees for your overnight low Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Now Thursday, we'll have more sunshine. The heat carries on. Don't kill the messenger. 95 degrees for your daytime high. And that heat-humidity combo will basically keep the isolated shower sticking around throughout the day on Thursday. 20%. So not a washout by any means, but just something to keep in mind. The heat really is going to be the main focus going forward this week. All right, my friends, this was your Middle Tennessee Fresh Forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Daphne DeLauren, wishing you a wonderful day. And hey, I'll see you right back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Bye for now.
In other news, here's a story of national import that we broke at the Tennessee Star and the Star News Network. Our own Neil W. McCabe interviewed Jack Maxey. Jack is the person who really helped get the Hunter Biden laptop to the FBI. He's got a backup of that laptop, and now he's going to tell you what is the next step in all of that Hunter Biden developing story.
No man has done more to break the mainstream media's blockade on Hunter Biden's laptop than businessman and Navy veteran Jack Maxey. In an exclusive interview from his current safe house, Maxey told the Star News Network why Hunter Biden's laptop matters.
My sole objective from day one has been the national security of my country and to fulfill my oath to the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Maxey, a graduate of Yale College and former Navy officer, said, inside the laptop are backups of emails and texts from Hunter Biden's other devices that he synced to his MacBook. In addition to this trove, the president's son put spyware on devices belonging to his father and others, with all the documents and correspondence pointing to the same conclusion.
Hunter Biden and his father are beholden to the Chinese Communist Party. One other thing that they're beholden to, if Hunter was doing the things he was doing in the United States, what do you think he was doing in influence programs in Beijing? What do you think he was doing in Kazakhstan, where they could give him anything he wanted? What do you think he was doing in Ukraine?
Maxey said the next phase of mining the laptop will be under the color of law.
I don't know what's in there, and I do know that there were some serious national security issues that made me not want to release even the emails back in April. We needed color of law. This is under advisement from one of the best child protective lawyers on the planet. We need a law enforcement officer present to look at the photographs and the videos, and we've got that.
The former Palm Beach, Florida resident said he is cautious about what he releases as out of respect for possible victims who still can be saved.
The next step that we're going to do is take the 80,000 images that we recovered and videos and everything else, and I'm going with a group of intelligence guys and a good number of brave sheriffs, and we're going to go through this, and if we find child pornography, we're going to hand it over to Interpol. Hunter's never going to be able to fly in U.S. airspace or international airspace or ride a boat, and we're going to go rescue these girls.
Reporting for the Star News Network, Neil W. McCabe, Washington.
We will keep you posted on any new developments in the Jack Maxey Hunter Biden laptop story as they come. Early voting in the hotly contested race for the GOP nomination in Tennessee's 5th congressional district has begun, and Election Day, Thursday, August 4th, is only 2 weeks and 2 days from now. The new boundaries of the 5th congressional district, which now includes the southern third of Davidson County, the western half of Wilson County, the eastern half of Williamson County, and all of Murray, Marshall, and Lewis counties, have turned what has been a safe Democrat district since 1875 into a likely Republican pickup. As a result, 9 qualified candidates have jumped into the race for the Republican nomination. But only 4 of those candidates former Speaker of the Tennessee House Beth Harwell, Maury County Mayor Andy Ogles, and retired Brigadier General Kurt Winstead, as well as combat veteran and West Point grad Jeff Byerline, have a chance of winning. Huge amounts of money are being spent on this race, and not just by the candidates. Two super PACs affiliated with the Club for Growth are spending over $800,000 to attack Beth Harwell and Kurt Winstead while supporting Andy Ogles. And two additional super PACs are spending over $600,000 to attack Andy Ogles. Meanwhile, the reports recently filed by candidates with the Federal Election Commission on July 15th tell us more of the story. Kurt Winstead has $820,000 in cash on hand, but he's loaned his campaign $680,000 of that amount and cannot spend $140,000 in the primary. It's restricted to the general election. And he's burning money faster than he can raise it. He raised a little over $300,000 in the second quarter ending June 30th, but he spent almost $800,000. Beth Harwell raised over $400,000 in the second quarter and has more than $400,000 cash on hand. Jeff Byerline raised $30,000, spent $50,000, loaned his campaign $100,000, so he has a little less than $80,000 cash on hand. But Maury County Mayor Andy Ogles failed to file his fundraising report when it was due with the Federal Election Commission on Friday, July 15th. As of Tuesday morning, July 19th, he has still failed to file that report, which raises the question, how much of that $453,000 he said back in May he raised during the first 30 days of the campaign did he actually raise? We're still waiting for the evidence behind that claim, and as soon as we find out, we will let you know. That's the Tennessee Star Evening News Update for Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. Just a reminder, sign up to subscribe on our YouTube channel, the Tennessee Star and the Star News Network. I'm Michael Patrick Leahy. I'll see you on the radio tomorrow morning from 5 a.m. to 8 on Talk Radio 98.3 and 1510 WLAC.